this year we will have 7,500 licenses available, with a total of 30,000 over the next 3 years. I have Pat Brew with me, who is handling an enrollment, and she will tell you a little bit about how you can sign up at the web link which you see above, www.preventsuicide.New York/Cognito. And Pat is coordinating, as I said, coordinating the sign up, and she will tell you about the next 4 or 5 bullets about what you can do.
Hello. Sure. Once a school or a school representative comes to the website, the PreventSuicideNY.org website, they'll be able to access the link to the WUFU form. What's going on right here? Okay. And they can fill out, I think it'll show you the, yes, fill out that form and submit it. It comes back to me. And then I'll have a telephone conversation with that administrator. And then once we determine that they're qualified and the school really wants to do this, then you're going to be provided with a link to the training and a package of helpful information for rollout, which is going to include some email language that you can send to the teachers, to the learners, and other staff members, the flyer that can be printed up so that people will have a reminder of the training, PowerPoint about the program, and a link to a narrated trailer.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, we will have access to the usage reports and survey results, and as we said, our goal is to train 7,500 teachers in year 1. Okay? And just, I didn't speak about it before, but this is probably the best place before we talk about evaluation is, New York State just received notification that we are a Garrett Lee Smith grant recipient, and we'll be establishing 4 suicide prevention centers across New York State, including a Latina Suicide Prevention Center in the Bronx at Communal Life, and the other regional centers will be at Hillside in the Rochester area, Parsons in the Albany area, and New York Foundling Home. So we will be interweaving this and support with this. So we'll be there to provide lots of support to school districts. So now on to the evaluation plan, because we all need to know how well something works, particularly when we roll out a new program. So as Ron was speaking about, year 1 we'll evaluate learner response. He spoke a little bit about how we'll do that via pre and post test, self-report via online survey. We'll also be seeing, how we would like at least 50% participation from school districts. Hopefully we'll get to 100%. That's what our gold standard would be. As I said, we'll do pre and post and follow-up training. In year 2 and 3, we want to measure the increase and value of referrals, both within the school and outside of the school. So in other words, we want to see that it works as we go through the process. Is it increasing referrals? Once students are referred, are they following up on those referrals? But those will happen later on in this process, not year 1. And at the end of year 1, we will be sharing results of at the end of year 3, sorry. We'll be sharing results of this wonderful project. And I'll turn it back to Ron, because it's time for questions and answers.
Right. So we had a nice number of people here submitting questions, and obviously you are welcome to submit it using the question box on the right corner. Before we go through them, I just want to mention something I should have mentioned at the beginning, which is that we will email everybody that participated a copy of these slides. So I apologize for all of those who have taken a lot of notes. We will send you a copy once we're done here. So let me go into the questions. The first question here, Melanie, this is for you. There is a school here who's very interested in joining, but will not be able to join this year. Is it possible for them to already sign up for next year?
Well, certainly, because our year goes to the end of June of 2012. So they certainly can sign up at the end of this current fiscal year, which obviously state and school years are not always the same. But definitely they can sign up in this time period and have it go to be in place for next academic year, 12-13.
Okay, great. There is a school here that's asking how much, a school in New York State asking how much will it cost them to participate in this program?
Absolutely nothing.
That was a short answer. Okay, let me move on. And it's interesting because we had something similar in Texas where the concept of free was difficult. So I won't be surprised if we keep getting questions like that in future webinars as well.
Yeah, let me just say that a tiny bit more. The New York State Office of Mental Health Suicide Prevention Initiative and the Suicide Prevention Center of New York State, of which we're one and the same, we strongly support suicide prevention. So many of the programs, matter of fact, all the programs I mentioned, we offer for free to communities, to school districts, because we are so passionate about saving lives that we feel it's important to offer it without cost to our partners.
Okay. There is a question here about in terms of whether you are planning on doing anything in terms of peer-to-peer training, being that that is kind of an element, of an important element of suicide prevention.
Well, we already have that in place through our Sources of Strength initiatives, which is in place in a large number of schools in New York State, which is a peer-to-peer model. Mm-hmm. This particular initiative, the Cognito, is not based on the peer-to-peer model, but if you're interested in becoming involved in a peer-to-peer model, such as Sources of Strength, we would be more than glad to help you, and Pat or myself can help you be part of that, because we agree it's an important part of suicide prevention, but we do have specific programs for that.
Okay. Melissa, a question for you. Does your school district participate in what's called social emotional learning and positive behavioral support? And how does that kind of support those efforts?
Well, I want to say yes. I don't want to convey the message that it's done thoroughly and well, because again, we do things like this and then it sort of loses its focus. So this will bring it back to focus for us, and we're also going to have one of our clubs engage in the training for the peer-to-peer model, and we're also going to begin to participate in the assist training, which could be a part of this, where our teachers are going to get some further training and our school counselors. So we're hoping it just connects to a bigger picture so that we do this well.
Okay. Melanie, question for you. When we say educators are eligible to get the training, does that also include staff, such as coaches, et cetera?
Yes. Yes, we most certainly want them to have this training as well, because staff, whether they're teachers in the district or coaches or school nurses or any support staff, are all equally as important to be able to recognize students at risk and help to get them to the proper referral sources.
Right. There's a question here about, is it too late to sign up for this upcoming academic year?
Oh, no, we're more than glad to have you.
Okay. So those who are interested should follow the process Pat mentioned.
Yes.
Let me go back to that slide. The link that you see here is where you can go, and there's a form there that I showed that you just put in your information, and we'll contact you to get the process going. Another question that I have here is in terms of whether the training also covers asking directly about suicide, and the answer is yes. I didn't show you, obviously, a lot of the training. One of the conversations is with Joey, who is a student who is showing signs of suicide, and a big component of that practice conversation is to give you the opportunity to practice asking that question and that is therefore a big component of that. There's another question here about whether schools in California can join for free, and the answer is no. This program specifically, and this webinar specifically about the rollout in New York State, we have done similar rollouts in other states, so we're happy to have conversations outside of this webinar about this. I think we're almost out of questions. There are a few other ones here that we will address directly. I wonder, Melissa and Melanie, if you have any kind of concluding remarks that you would like to make.
This is Melanie. I just wanted to let people know that you can join at any time during the academic year. If things are too hectic in the early part of the school year, you can join after things settle down in October, November, December. You can start for January. It's not something that has to necessarily start at the start of the semester.
Right. Yeah, and I just want to add to that from the time that you sign up to until the time that you can make this available to your school, teachers and educators, is literally a turnkey. I mean, we can make it happen within a day or two, so there's no long kind of process of approval and rollout.
And also, Pat just reminded me, if you have a school district that is interested but can't start until later in the year, it's a good thing to register now so that we reserve those licenses for you and your school district. And also to clarify that this is open to not only public schools, but private schools, faith-based schools, BOCES, and all alternative schools. So.
Great. Melissa, any last comments from you?
Sure. I think what was really standing out to me as I talked with Pat about this opportunity for our teachers is that, you know, the more, I think the phrase she used was the more people we train, the better chance we have of connecting with kids. And I think that's what really stands out to me, that I'd rather be proactive and ready than reactive. And so that's kind of what I've been hanging on to for this. So I wanted to thank Pat for that.
Right. And I also know that, Melanie, that there will be additional webinars like this over the next several months so that other schools in New York State who want to learn about this program and the rollout can join. So if any of your colleagues out there in the school or other schools or districts are interested, please contact myself or Melanie, and we can send you the information about the other webinars so they can sign up and join as well. So with that, as I said, we'll send you a copy of the slides, and we'll answer any questions we didn't just directly via email. I want to thank everybody, especially Melissa and Melanie, for joining, and we're all very excited about this project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.